Rev up your engines, Ewing. Today on Trucking Bites, I will be interviewing the culinary master behind the Fry Boss. Today, I will be learning all about the fry-tastic journey. So why don't you come on? Hey, Tony, are you in there?
Hey, Ryan, I'm right here.
Hey, well, why don't you come over so we can talk all about this?
Let me come down.
Hey.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Thanks for stopping by.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Fry Boss?
Sure, absolutely. First, let me just do a quick intro on myself. So my name's Tony Morency. I was a graduate of the College of New Jersey back in 2020. This actually was a concept that really is tied closely to TC&J.
Really?
During my senior year, I actually was in the Mayo Business Plan competition and was able to get some funding by winning second place.
Wow.
And that went directly into this.
It's amazing.
Yeah, no, the concept definitely changed a little bit over the years and, complications of COVID. So I'm just so thrilled now that I'm able to open this up in the coming weeks and be able to actually start serving some TC&J community members. I can't believe it's
come true.
Can't believe it's happening now. It's really is a dream come true.
Yeah. Well, why don't you take us a look inside and we can see where the magic happens?
Absolutely. Come on.
All right.
Watch your step here. A little
Look
1,
at
2.
this. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the menu items? I know you talked about the Zabolis now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll kind of give you a little run through of the menu. So the Fry Boss, it's kind of got a double meaning for the name. So obviously the words fry as in French fries because that's my main menu item. That's the bread and butter of my menu. So it's loaded French fries. So a couple of the ones you guys are trying today are two of my favorite. One being the Texan, which is going to be French fries with cheddar cheese, chicken, bacon, barbecue sauce, and ranch.
Wow.
And it sounds simple, but the flavor combinations mix so well together that you feel like you're eating 3 or 4 different things.
Sounds like I'm like Ratatouille already.
Yeah.
Seeing all the colors.
And then the other one you guys are gonna try is called Sweet Heat. That one is actually my personal favorite. So that one, I love buffalo sauce and I love making different sauces, and just through trying out different stuff, I came up with this one buffalo sauce that just knocks people's socks off. So
Sounds so good already.
I know, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. And then we'll finish off with some desserts. So I actually have Zapoli donuts, and so that's like a Italian fried dough, and it's covered with powdered sugar. And I have 3 different dipping sauces. I have cannoli cream, I have raspberry, and I have caramel. And it's hard to say which one's my favorite because they really are all super tasty. Yeah, so here, let me go ahead and get started. I pride myself on not buying frozen French fries. I'm a big advocate of making your own, and you'd be surprised at the science that goes behind a French fry. Everybody has their own perfect fry, what they like, what they don't like. I think everything, or at least one thing everybody can agree on, is that a fry should probably have 3 things. One, it's gotta have a cooked inside, kind of like a mashed potato-y texture, and the outside needs to have a little crisp to it, and then you need a little bit of a salty taste. So as long as you can get those basic 3 things, you're pretty much gonna have a pretty solid French fry. Here's kind of the raw product of it, and we're gonna get ready to throw them in the fryer and get ready to test out some fries.
So you showed us a little bit about your potatoes, they're classic cut, and now I want to know about like how you fry them, what type of oil do you use, and we can see how the magic happens here.
Yeah, awesome. Again, it comes down to personal preference with the oil. Start browning up.
All right. Oh, they're done.
Timer goes off. Fries come up. You can let them sit for a second so that they drain off any excess oil. And then we're gonna go ahead and put it right in this tin here. And for salt, I like to use a nice fine kosher salt. And the key is you gotta salt them immediately.
Yeah.
So give it a little shake. As you can hear the crisp of them. That's what you want. The color, a nice golden brown type color. Bring it over here. We're gonna get the salt shaker and just go all over. Not too much, but
just enough.
The fries now are salted. What we'll do, we'll walk over here to the heat lamp, fill up the basket with fries. Don't be shy. We like to give people, their money's worth. So we don't want to chintz out on how many fries we're given.
Yeah.
We put some cheese on them and let that sit for a second. That way the nice warm fries end up melting a lot of that cheese, and we'll go ahead and close this container. So we're gonna go ahead and drop these. The chicken tenders take about 6 minutes to cook.
It looks golden brown.
Right.
I'm so excited to eat all this food.
So we have everything we need now. We have our fries, which are in here, and as you can see, the cheese is nice and melty on them. We're gonna go ahead and take a couple chicken tenders, chop them up into pieces like this. Like that. Go ahead and throw those babies on there. And now we're gonna go ahead and do our sauces. So like I said, all of our sauces are homemade, which is something I'm actually very proud to say, because it's easy to go to a store and just buy, you know, Hidden Valley Ranch or something like that. So what we do is we make all of our sauces in-house. So this is going to be our ranch. So a lot of with the assembling fries comes kind of an art to it. You want it to look nice as well as taste good. So right now we're making the Texan, so that's going to be ranch, and it's going to be barbecue. And we always finish our fries off with a little bit of parsley, just for that green, nice color. And again, it's because you eat with your eyes before you eat with your mouth. So you want to make sure your food looks good, not only tastes good. So give it a little shake of some parsley on there. And this one is ready to go. Unless you want bacon, I can always add bacon to it.
Might as well.
Let's go ahead and get some bacon.
No.
Put some bacon crumbles on there. And now this one is ready to go. Get you a fork here. Dig in.
Thank you. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at all that goodness.
Right, I'm telling you, it's such a simple concept of mixing ranch and barbecue and this and that, but once you get that right combo, it really does your taste buds, you know, have a little party.
I can taste the crispness.
Yeah.
All the flavors that's going on.
It's important too with the fry. Obviously, if you're piling stuff like this on it, that'll kind of make it potentially get soggy. So we want to make sure our fries are crispy and can kind of hold this, but also still maintain at least some of its crisp.
What inspired the name for the Texan?
So the Texan, I don't know, I feel like anytime I was down in Texas, I've been there once, and down south, and barbecue is the wave down there. Everybody loves barbecue. So I figured barbecue sauce on this one, we're gonna go call this one the Texan. So I think it's a nice fitting name for it.
I love it.
So the next menu item is gonna be a similar one, but it's going to be with our buffalo sauce. Make sure there's plenty of cheese on here. We usually do at least one large one, if not two, chicken tenders for each order. Go ahead and pile that on there.
I can really understand when you say like getting the money's worth of the customer.
Mind you, this is actually our small. So this one, again, is going to be our sweet heat. So as you can guess from the name, there's gonna be some buffalo sauce. So first thing's gonna be ranch. So get a little bit of ranch on there. And then we're gonna come in with the buffalo sauce. Again, a homemade creation that, quite honestly, this is my favorite sauce. I put it on not just fries or chicken wings, I'll dip my steak in it. I love this stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of this on there, top it off with a little parsley. And this one's ready to go.
Awesome, thank you. Look at that, wow. All right. So what inspired this masterpiece?
I think this one is a little bit of a personal favorite. I always loved buffalo wings and hot sauce on a lot of the stuff I ate growing up, so this is just kind of a
it's
favorite.
It's not terribly hot, too.
Exactly. That's why the name is almost perfect, sweet heat. So you're going to get a little bit of a honey buffalo type flavor, and you're going to get a little bit of a kick, but nothing that's going to make it where it's unbearable.
Regarding tips and tricks with French fries and I know you talked about the tenders. What type of tricks or secrets would you like to share that you haven't already?
I would say don't rush things. So with French fries, for me, it's about an 8-hour process to really get a good French fry, and a lot of that is more waiting time for the fries to kind of soak in cold water, but definitely don't rush it. It's not going to be a meal that you're going to be able to make in 10-15 minutes, or at least if it's going to be good, quite honestly. So I'd say take your time and buy fresh ingredients. As an Italian, I was in between, do I do Zappolis or do I do cannolis? I may even do both at some point. Zappolis, though, I think fit a little bit better considering we're doing a lot more fried stuff. So the way this one works is, again, a homemade dough. By itself, it might not look too appealing, but when you put it in the fryer and it gets that nice golden color, it's delicious. So you're gonna go in here, we're gonna pinch off about maybe a little bit bigger than like a quarter size ball. And the one thing I love about Zappolis, when you drop them in there, it's like a snowflake. There's no Zappoli that's the same shape, size, and look. So you're gonna dump that in there, give it a little shake, and it'll rise up to the top like that. And it's funny too, because about halfway through cooking, it's almost like the Zappoli knows it needs to flip, and it does it on its own.
Wow.
So the bottom of it will cook, and the weight differential, I guess, from the top not being cooked and the bottom being cooked, flips. So you'll notice it takes about 6 or so minutes for a Zappoli to cook fully through. So right now we're at about 45 seconds, but right around that 3-minute mark, you'll literally see the thing flip over on itself.
Oh, there it goes.
So, and it'll do that a couple times even. It really, like I said, it's almost like it knows how to cook.
So I know you said your family is Italian, so you paid homage to this. Is this a family recipe?
So this is actually not a family recipe, but definitely one my family likes. Zappolis, you can either buy a single Zappoli or you can buy it in packs of 3. And what I like to do is give each person, for each Zappoli they get, a different sauce or a sauce that they want. So the options again are raspberry. So you get a little dipping cup like this. I like the caramel, is also another very good one. So with Zappolis, it's one of those things where the outside might look done and then you open it up and the inside might not be. So it's like to be safe. Yeah, sometimes, and it's not really one of those items where you can stick a thermometer in it and see what's the temperature and kind of know that way. Again, it oftentimes is a little bit of just trial and error. So the 6 minutes at about that 375 to 400 degrees seem to do it for a smaller Zappoli. Much like the fries, it's very important to, as soon as you can, start putting powdered sugar on it because it clings to it a lot better when it's fresh and hot. So nice and powdered sugared up. We'll do in this case, you could put all 3 of them in there with it. And then you hand it off to the customer and they're a happy customer.
Sweet. Well, look at that. What tips and tricks would you recommend with the Zappolis that you haven't already mentioned?
I would say with Zappolis, it's a pretty simple recipe. I think some people might overcomplicate it. I would also definitely recommend bread flour. So there's different types of flour. Obviously you got your all-purpose flour, but bread flour seems to work the best when it comes to Zappolis. With a Zappoli, you want the outside to be crispy, but you want the inside to be almost spongy. The bread flour kind of gives you that good combination of the two.
Thank you so much for having me, Tony.
I appreciate you stopping by, Ryan. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I know you guys are just opening up, and I appreciate tasting all the flavors and colors of the culinary.
Back. Feel free to follow us on Instagram, the FryBoss_food truck. That's where any updates related to menus, to when and where we're going to be serving, and anything else related to the truck, that'll be all on there. So definitely appreciate your guys' support if you can go give that a follow on Instagram. And just remember, here at the Fry Boss, every day is Friday.
This has been
Truckin' Bites.